Hey everybody, it's Joe Delera, and I've got a couple of my favorite plays for this Sunday NBA playoff slate. The first play that I'm looking at is the Sacramento Kings plus 4.5 in the first half and plus 8 on the entire game. Here's why. The Kings, they struggled a little bit in game 3, but I think that one of the things that's going a little bit overrated, basically, is that Draymond Green's return is going to make this Warriors team even better, right? One of the things that happened in game 3 was that with Draymond's suspension, the Warriors were able to really space the floor, and it opened up a lot of driving lanes, it opened up a lot of cutting, and you could put different players, especially Sabonis, in clear action and send the Kings into rotation, running high pick and roll with Steph Curry, having Kevon Looney outside and playing, even running picks at the three-point line. Without Draymond Green, they were able to do this because you didn't have basically two non-shooters in the lineup. Now we have Draymond Green coming back, and the Warriors had struggled in the previous 2 games with Green in, and they didn't really get into that offensive rhythm that you would necessarily expect. While the defense was still good, they've been really struggling to score to keep up with this Kings offense that is so close to just exploding, and their expected effective field goal percentage is significantly higher than what they've actually been shooting. So the Kings are kind of at a point where maybe they start to go off a little bit more, and you see a little bit more positive regression there. I think that Draymond's return is just overvalued in the fact that the Warriors were able to find something in game 3 that worked offensively. And because it's Draymond Green, obviously you need him on the floor, but I think that his return might throw a little bit of a wrench in there, and it's something that Steve Kerr is going to have to adjust to and say all right, well, how can we make this work again? So the Kings, we all know about the Warriors being incredible at home, and they've been one of the best home teams in the NBA this season. But if we actually look at the Kings, they're 25-17 on the road, both straight up and against the spread this season. So I think that the Warriors needing to make these adjustments and reintegrate Green into the rotation is important. And I like the Kings, and I'll take them early and often at plus 4.5 in the first half and plus 8 on the entire game. For the second game that I'm looking at Anthony Edwards over 27.5 points. He's just gone over this in back-to-back games after a slow start in game 1, and he's dropped 41 and 36 points in these last 2 games. The one thing that's been notable is he's increased his shot volume, specifically his three-point volume, as he's decided and basically taken it upon himself that if the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win any games, it's going to be because of him. This is a win-or-go-home game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I expect Anthony Edwards to get out there, get his shots up, and keep that usage level up. This is a spot that I really like for him, and I expect him to continue his success and exceed this 27.5 points line. So to recap, my 3 favorite plays for today's NBA slate are the Kings in the first half plus 4.5, the Kings in the full game plus 8, and Anthony Edwards to go over 27.5 points. Best of luck on your wagers today, and enjoy the rest of your Sundays.